Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our page here at Corporate Division at Union Law Group. My name is Ileana Soto. I'm the corporate attorney here at Union Law Group. We're located here in the San Ysidro office, here in San Ysidro, California. We are going to be discussing the E-1 treaty trader today. Essentially, this visa is going to be for people who engage in trading with the United States. I had some of my fellow colleagues pick up some questions that we get asked frequently about this visa. And so I'm going to go through these questions and see how much we can get through. If there are any additional questions, feel free to message us here at Corporate Division by ULG, and we will try and answer your questions as best we can. So one of the questions that we get asked a lot is, how can my company qualify for an E-1 visa? And so for an E-1 visa, since it specifically focuses on trade, one of the qualifications that you need to have is that you need to show that more than 50% of the trade is with the United States and the treaty country from which you are applying. So for example, if you are from Mexico, the treaty commerce agreement with the United States is what was previously known as NAFTA and now is the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement. Because with that commerce treaty, we are eligible to apply for the E-1 between Mexico and the United States. So all you would have to show is that your company is principally trading from Mexico to the United States. You can definitely import and export with other countries, but your principal trading has to be with the United States. Another question that we also get asked is, what do I need to show to basically provide evidence that my E-1, that I qualify for the E-1? So essentially, usually the applicant will need to provide evidence of substantial commercial trade, and substantial isn't really defined. It's more of a totality of circumstances. So they look at all of the factors of the company, of the trading, and using all of that together, they'll determine whether it's substantial trading. Usually what we like to do is show that there's a continuous flow of trading throughout the year that can be shown through financial documents. You can trade, like I said before, you can trade with other countries, that's totally fine, but your principal trade does need to be with the United States. The next question that I have here is, what else, or what's the minimum that I have to have doing commercial trading with my company? And really, there's not a minimum requirement. There really hasn't been like a set number of timing as far as how long you've been doing it. What is normally recommended, however, is that you have at minimum 6 months of operation so that you have the documentation that's required to provide evidence that you qualify for the E-1. So for example, if you have a company that's been working for about 4 to 5 months, you'll start to have invoices for the contracts that you have with vendors or with whoever you're importing or exporting for. And so these start to accumulate after maybe about the 6-month mark. If you do it when you first start, if you try and qualify for the E-1 when you first start, it might not have as much evidentiary support. So it's a little bit more of a recommendation to have longer time than less time. Minimum 6 months, a year would be great. From the year, we have information that can be useful to qualify you for the E-1 if the rest of the requirements are met. The following question, let's see. What kind of benefits do I have as an E-1? So with the E-1, you and your family, being your spouse and children under the age of 21, are able to come and live in the United States. Your spouse is also able to work. So what will happen is once your visa is approved and you enter the US, you will be able to apply for employment authorization with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service, or better known as USCIS. You apply for employment authorization and they give you anywhere between a year and the amount of time that you're given for the visa to be allowed to work. And this is for the spouses. The principal with their visa is already allowed to work with their company. The employment authorization would be primarily for the spouse. Additionally, if you have children that are going to be coming in with you, they will be allowed to go to school here as well. So they will be able to attend school here wherever it is that you end up living, whether it's right by the border, whether it's inside a different state further from the borderline, you'll be able to attend school. The next question is very frequently asked. It's basically, how long do I get the visa for? And so as of now, the agreements that we have with the visas is that the E-1 is for up to 4 years. Every 4 years, you can renew the visa. And the good thing about the E-1 is that you can renew it indefinitely, meaning that you can renew it as many times as needed, as long as your trade and your company continues to be active and you're able to show evidence that meets the factors that you met when you initially applied for the visa. The final question I see here is, what documents are necessary to initiate a process? This question is a little bit difficult to answer, only because you really depend on the type of company it is. Each company requires different documentation because the import or the export might be different. The goods or services that you're providing are different. But generally, it's company documents, so essentially the creation documents, if your company's an LLC, the operating agreement, etc. We'd also need a variety of different financial documents for the company, and personal documents for each of the applicants, which is primarily just for the information that's required on behalf of each applicant for the visa. And this includes the principal, it includes the spouse, and includes the children, again, under the age of 21. So these are the primary questions that we get a lot, the frequently asked questions. One other thing that I would like to mention is that the trading can include a variety of things. It can include goods, it can include services, things like international banking, insurance, transportation, and that's just to name a few. There are a couple more that you can list, but you're not limited to a certain kind. There's definitely a variety of different types of trading that you can do that will qualify you for this visa. For more specific information, you would definitely need a more in-depth specific analysis for your company, but that is definitely something that we can help you with here in our office. I hope that this information has been helpful. I am welcoming to more questions either now or in the future. I know that there's probably a lot of confusion related to visas, corporate visas, and otherwise, and we're more than willing to help here. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the information I provided now or in other lives that I have done previously, feel free to set up an appointment with us here at Corporate Division by ULG. You can either call us at 619-797-8180, or you can write us an email or Facebook message. Our email is hola@unionlawgroup.com. Or as I said, you can reach us at our Facebook messages, the comments, or any of our other social medias. So until next time, my name is Ileana Soto. I am the corporate attorney here at Corporate Division by Union Law Group, and I will see you again soon.